What's up, guys? We're back here at Golden TD, and it's been a pretty even fight so far here with Maru and Sulky. We're at 1-1. Still anybody's game.
Absolutely is tasteless. I'm still siding with Maru. I'm just feeling it. I think he's feeling it too.
Well, Sage Tasteless is going with Sulky.
Sage Tasteless would make a mistake like that.
No. Sage Tasteless never makes mistakes. What exactly is this? Wait, what is the exact definition of a sage? It's just like a wise person, right? Is it?
Yeah, something
it's
like
one,
that.
You know, that's like one of these words. Like I can use it in a sentence.
There's like
but then
7 of them, right? There's like one in the forest and one in the ocean, and like there's the Goro one, and then there's also
the Goro one. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's the desert one.
Is this what is this from?
Legend of Zelda.
Oh, which Legend of Zelda is that from?
Ocarina of Time.
Oh man, I don't know why I don't remember that. I guess I have to play that game again. I actually beat that game so long ago.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. It's such a good game. I replayed it recently.
I still got to do my Final Fantasy VII run again. I haven't played that game in like 8 years or something.
You know what? Everyone from our generation is all about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Played it once, never cared to play it again.
Really?
It was a good game.
Wait, really?
Don't get me wrong, it was a good game.
Yeah, but I mean, really? How old were you when you played it, though?
I don't know. I was older than when you played it.
I was.
I was late getting to PlayStation.
Oh, were you? Maybe you had to be a certain really, really young age.
Easily impressionable.
Yeah, exactly. Not had a girlfriend. You had to cry when Ares died.
Don't worry, I don't think I had a girlfriend when I played it.
Over here in the north, we have our Terran player. He is
Maru Prime.
His opponent here in the south, our Zerg today.
Wongjin Star Sulky.
Polar Night tasteless. It feels like a polar night in Seoul, I tell you. It's so cold lately.
It is cold. All right, we got some Maru support here in the audience. Hopefully the Maru hooligans will not be fighting the Sulky hooligans here in the studio.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
No, Sulky's fans are...
I'm just worried that, just like last time, if Sulky loses, his fans are going to go back out in the street and flip cars over and burn buildings down because, they're pretty rabid.
I would say that if I had to, label which players had fans like what, the people that flip cars are MMA fans.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
For sure. Those are the crazy ones. They're like, no, it's not fair. But Sulky fans are more like... I feel like I don't know this because I haven't actually asked him, but I feel like the biggest Sulky fan is probably Idra. It's like Sulky's just like
actually,
the perfect
you know what?
Zerg, right?
It's so true. I never noticed there was a statue there.
What
Look
is
at that?
That's like the Lich King. He's like frozen or something. What's he doing down there? Like, Tasus, is that your face on that statue frozen in the wall?
It is me, man.
Tasus is a titan.
I am. Oh, man. I did finally get to see Pacific Rim, Artosis.
Great movie.
Artosis told me, months and months ago, he's like, you need to see Pacific Rim.
100 times.
And I'm not a big movie guy.
You hate movies, actually. You're racist against movies.
It's pretty hard for me to sit through most movies. And then I watched that, and I'm like, oh, my God, this is a movie about Dan and me.
Yeah.
This is a movie about us getting into the Jaeger.
Of course, I am the Jaeger, and you are the Kaiju. And
Kaiju.
Whatever.
Kaiju. Now we have the Reaper coming down here now. And shouldn't do too much. This is all very standard play.
Yeah, this is just more of what we've seen so far, basically. Nice quick speed here from Sulky. Nothing really out of the ordinary from either player. Do you think he's going to mech this time?
On this map, I think maybe... Actually, you know what? I think on this map he could mech. He could sit back on 3 to 4 bases on this map and probably be fine. I don't know if he will, but this is a map where he could probably pull it off.
Yeah.
We'll have to see,
I think he'll mech. But, I mean, he didn't mech last time on Yonsu, which was kind of a neat way to mix things up. But I wonder if that was partially due to the amount of damage he was doing and how easy it is to finish people off with Marines compared to mech.
And you can see he's just been zoned out right now. Sulky is base pretty much tightly locked down. And we have the starport coming. We still don't know if he's going to mech yet, but we will soon.
Should be going for a Banshee once again with some Hellions. Not at all a bad choice, especially when you look at the third bases. That's one of the nice things. I really like Banshee Hellion openings on maps where the third is extremely wide open, because there's just so many angles to attack there. It's really hard to get drones down to actually mine in those locations.
All right, so yeah, from here it's going to be a little bit of a waiting game. A very standard opener here from Mario if you guys ever want to steal build. And he does transition to a lot of different openings from there too, or branch out, I guess you could say.
There are a few that you can go into.
You can't really confirm what they're doing by just seeing this from the Zerg standpoint. Zerg, by the way, taking a third base now. The threat of the Reapers is gone.
You know, if he keeps on that Hellion production and that Banshee production, there's going to be another potential for killing the hatchery. You know, I feel like this map is a lot easier for killing it than Yonsu is.
That's very true.
But he got it on Yonsu, so definitely a possibility, but I don't think that Sulky's going to let something like that happen.
If we see the third hatch killed in the same fashion, I'm going to be really surprised. That was like a miscalculation in Sulky trying to play a very fine line of defense versus economics, and he leaned a little bit too much on economics and then therefore couldn't hold his third. Oh, not actually spotting the starport there.
Well, this time Sulky's actually grabbing a quick Roach Horn, so he's going to be fine.
Yes.
You're not really going to break through there. 6 Roaches on the way already.
Let's see if he makes any more.
Hellions and Reapers.
There's a chance he can do any of these like 13 Roach rushes and stuff.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he actually went across and did that, especially since there's going to be Banshees out, but I think these are going to be a little bit more defensive.
All right, so the hatchery is going to continue to take some damage now.
Should not be canceled or anything like that. We do have the Roaches moving out to try to stop those units. Of course, the Banshee's going to come down, and then he's going to have to start moving some Queens around. He is making some spores already.
Needs to get some more of these Queens up here to help defend against that Banshee.
Creep is going to be connected rather soon. That'll help out quite a bit.
Spore Crawler now being morphed over here, actually taking some damage while the morphing is underway. But with the second Spore Crawler up here, this should be the end of the rush.
Oh, is he going to get that Queen with Transfusion Energy? It looks like, I think he just did. So that's actually a very nice little kill. And it looks like some very nice Micro went on over here as well. The Roach is mostly being taken out, whereas I don't really see that many missing Hellions.
Okay, so the Hellions are now continuing to... actually, he's continuing to press and do a decent amount of damage. I think... I really thought actually Mario was going to back off now, but yeah, I mean, the way he's controlling this and isolating these different little groups of units, he can keep doing damage.
Yeah, you know, he's really focused so heavily on producing more and more Hellions and Banshees.
You can see that Sulky actually has to make a bunch of Roaches now to continue to really make sure he doesn't actually make the same mistake twice.
He's actually already killed 7 of the Roaches off.
Yeah.
Well, you know, well, hold on. He's actually going to go over here, and there's nothing to block. These Hellions are going to get into a nice position.
Now going after the drones here. The drones retreating. The Hellions I get to a pretty nice angle here behind these minerals, but the Roaches now corner them, and that will wipe out the remainder of those Hellions.
And down the last one does go indeed. All right, so 7 workers killed overall by Maru. We have to remember, though, that he put the vast majority of his money into Hellion Banshee for a very long time. So even though he kind of stifled the economy and he killed off some Roaches and forced a lot of Roaches and killed some drones, was that good enough to give him a lead? No, not really. Sulky's got his 3 bases. His creep spread's okay. He's got 4 queens at the moment. His drone count is reasonably high still. Everything still looks okay for him.
I don't know if that that run in there with the Hellions behind the minerals was worth it.
I like the idea behind it.
Yeah.
Because, you know, all the Roaches were misplaced. If those were sitting in position, you could never do anything.
I guess it would have been better if he just had gotten some drones, but I think he only got like 2 or 3 drones back there.
Yeah, his total drone kill this game so far is only 7.
Then again, I guess in fairness, the Hellions are not that useful as the game progresses.
Yeah.
Their value just starts to diminish.
Especially when someone has Roach tech. You can't be 100% sure that he won't do something Roach-based. You know, Roach-based builds, this is one of the maps where you'll actually see those occasionally. Still not the best build, but could be.
And we have the CC now going over here to the third base here for Maru. And the Banshees are going to continue to do a nice harass. Actually taking out 3 drones, 4 now.
Looks like about 6 more drones killed, 7 drones killed. Really effective Banshees here, but the mutas are about to pop out, so they have to get out.
Yeah, using them up at the last really doable second here. Now those Banshees are probably going to have to stick with the rest of the Terran army. We are going to need to see more turrets coming here from Maru. He doesn't really have any anti-air beyond the Marines he's making, which will allow those mutas to go all over the place, just basically attacking where the Marine army is not.
Right now, Sulky taking that huge map presence that he has, taking the watchtowers right now, continue to push his creep up onto the high ground, and taking the 4th behind that is just so safe. That is something that Maru is just not going to be able to attack.
And now hitting these SCVs, the Marines come in here to drive them out. I would expect the mutas, no, they're going to go south. I was going to say go north and loop around. He might not be entirely confident in the lack of turrets up there. I think if I were Silk, I would assume that Maru would already have the defense. But there were some holes in Maru's base where he could have done more damage. But Sulky's being smart. He's going to go ahead and play it safe. Now backing up. Baneling speed almost done. And nice gooping there on the engineering bay.
Yeah, slowing those upgrades down definitely can help in future fights. Now, we do have Maru moving out with kind of a funny-looking force right now, but there is no Baneling speed yet, so his micro working out. But it looks like with these roaches mixed in and that many mutas, he's not going to be able to really kill too much. You know, he can whittle off little pieces of the army, but it's not like he can get up there and kill any drones. He can't really damage the hatcheries at the moment. He's going to have to back up a little bit more and wait for some more units.
All right, he's coming up again now. He's going to get that one Banshee. Now he wants to try to get those Marines onto the creep. Now coming forward here, and Sulky is cleaning up a lot of this army, but reinforcements now come down. The Baneling's getting stuck here in between the Lings, but it looks like there's just going to be too much Zerg everything, as he is going to wipe out everything that Maru actually has. Maru not quite grouped up as well as he could have been.
Sulky really macroing very, very well here. Already up at those 75 drones. Not losing any mutas either, and I do like, because of the opening of Maru, Sulky was able to get a decent chunk of roaches, and when you have just from the early game, like this wasn't like a failed roach attack into this composition, this was a successful roach defense into this composition, which makes that little group of roaches so much more powerful with his army. It just soaks up so much more damage for his Lings and Banes to get in there. And also, of course, deals more damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And now he's going to try to do some poking here, keeping that overseer with the mutas in case there is anything cloaked or anything else he could possibly spot for. Of course, Widow Mines as well, very important. Now taking out these SCVs, but it looks like actually Maru's going to drop in the main and push down here towards the expansion. I don't know if this is a good idea for Maru. I think there's just too much Zerg everything.
Yeah.
He's going to get eaten alive if he goes that route. Meanwhile, he's going to try to trap these SCVs.
SCV's trying to run back towards his bunker, but that is a lot of Banelings. Banelings continue to be split up. Not really catch that much yet. There you go.
Nicely done.
That was some nice ones, yeah. Sulky's now killed 25 SCVs off.
And I think Maru is getting so far behind, I don't know if he's going to be able to recuperate here. We got Sulky on 4 functioning bases, and the newest base is in the bottom left, which Maru really can't get to and do any damage here.
You know, one thing Maru does have going for him, though, is that he still has pretty decent army supply. He's actually a little bit up over Sulky in that.
That is very true.
He can still get out there and try to make some things happen with his army.
The thing I worry about is that he's on the creep, and you know, Sulky can remake so quickly.
Yeah.
And it's going to bank a good amount of larvae anyways. But let's see. Sulky's going to have to attack into this pretty soon. Just waiting for the rest of these Banelings to finish.
Maru right now playing a little bit Widow Mine heavy. Still has like 5 or 6 right there and is producing 2 at a time.
And a massive amount of Banelings just continue to be cranked out here. And now the attack is underway. Maru splitting his army up, being chased to the very edge of the creep, and now off of it.
And Maru is getting pushed back. Some of his medevacs starting to go down as well. That's when you know you're in real trouble as a Terran player, when the mutas start actually killing off your medevacs.
Yeah. You really can't afford to have that. You want to have like a dozen medevacs by endgame where everything that's being damaged is also being healed at the same time.
You know, that is important. That's something that we do see the very top players really focus on getting.
And one thing to keep in mind also about is that Morrow can take his fourth in the upper right, basically uncontested.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, that's true.
It's not like he has to branch out, which is normally where Terran face the fundamental complications of their race is trying to expand to fourth and fifth bases that are out on the map. This one's tucked right away, but whoa, this attack over here now hitting all these SCVs. SCVs now up against the wall. It looks like some of them will manage to escape.
And you know what? This was enough damage, though. He's lost almost nothing executing this. A lot of lost mining time, though, for Maru, killing off some more SCVs as well. And the mutas just go right back into the main base. What does Maru do from here? He's way down in supply. He's going to have to stage an attack. He can't play a long game anymore.
All right, we got more and more just damage going on everywhere for Maru. I feel like Sulky, if he plays this out right for the next few moves, he can probably just wipe out the third. A Muto attack again in the main, and then just a mass amount of roaches and lings and banelings just hitting the third base. I don't see how on earth Maru can defend both of those, and I think we're seeing more and more of that each time over here.
I think we're going to see Sulky probably just wait for Maru to leave at this point. Look at this. He's taking his fifth base right now.
Oh my god! Okay, nicely done.
That could have been really bad.
Yeah, right.
All right, well, these mutas going to continue to fly in here. We do have a Thor out on the map to try to help out against that, but I think that is the least of Sulky's problems here.
Yeah. Now attacking over here at the third. Banelings and Lings just barreling in here. A nice spread by Maru, forced Sulky to regroup and retreat. He did want him to go over the Baneling landmines, but Maru's already privy to that information. Another loop around over here, avoiding that Widow Mine. Maru just has to hang on. He has to stay alive. He's doing such a great job scanning the outside of his base to spot for anything that might be burrowed there.
You know, he's still got a lot of army supplies. Very close to Sulky in that regard, but Sulky is continuing to tech up. He's actually the one getting 3-3. Well, I guess Maru actually already has it, but Sulky's getting 3-3. He's getting the Ultralisk Cavern. And, I mean, to attack on this map, Maru's going to have to go into the open eventually. And that's where Ultralisk Ling Bane is going to reign supreme.
All right, again, another big attack here on the 30. Is he going to go for the command center? Looks like he backs off. He decides to just go for something like a geyser instead. Maybe something he can pick off a little bit quicker. Anything guaranteed to reduce the tech is going to be good. Now, Maru is going to try to take... Now, I got to say, I'm actually pretty surprised by him taking the fourth over here.
Well, you know what? I think he's trying to have a base that he can kind of rally through, like a forward base, somewhere that he can rally all his units up and just consistently attack. Because if you take a look here, his supply deficit, well, it's no longer a deficit because he's basically maxed out, but he's only got 51 SCVs with a max army. Like 145 army units? That is a very scary army indeed.
And he's just... It is a very scary army. I just question if he's going to be able to actually get across and do the damage, you know? We'll see. Now he's attacking over here at the fourth. This is a planetary, and it looks like he just targets that down with ease. And that was a lot of SCVs. Remember, he only said, what, 50, a little bit more than 50 SCVs there, and he lost a good amount. I want to say a little bit over a dozen.
Yeah, you're completely right. He's down to 35 now, so it looks like he lost about 16 SCVs in that attack. And now his economy is just such garbage taste. He's mining from one base barely. He has to attack right now. This is his only chance.
Okay, he's edging in here now. Now remember, the base that he's hitting right now here in the center left, not the most significant base. This base is pretty much mined out. He did float his main command center over to that would-be fourth. We'll see if it actually becomes an operational base or if it's just a paperweight over there for the time being.
I think it's basically a paperweight. This is, here we go. Sulky running forward. He has these Ultralisks now. And actually, Maru's great damage output on these Marines does drive them back for the moment.
Now, there's a lot of Ultras up here, but is there enough Lings to get a surround? The Ultras are only good if they're complemented with Zerglings. A nice pickup. Probably was going to go towards the main. No, he's going to retreat back here.
Looks like an evacuation for sure. He knows more and more Lings are running up. That is a huge amount of Ultras as well.
Now, this is 130 supply to a nearly maxed out Zerg army, and the supply doesn't seem to be shooting up. Even if you look at the amount of money that Maru's getting, it's pretty low to the rapidly growing minerals and Vespian gas here for Sulky.
Well, Sulky He's done it, Tasteless. This game is not going back to Maru. Absolutely not. He's been on 5 bases way, way, way too long against a Maru that is struggling to mine at all. He's even going for the full tech. He's grabbing 5 infestors. He's getting a greater spire. There's nothing left for him.
All Sulky has to do is just wipe out the 4th base, and I think that moment's about to happen. Nope, he's going to regroup. Just wants to be safe, which I can totally respect.
Yeah. Well, he wants to go to the finals, man.
Yeah. He wants to win the HOT6ix CUP.
Yeah. You know what? You would deserve it, too. This guy has been the best player all year long.
Yeah, he's been playing so well. Shaving off a few mutas here, that's one thing going well for Sulky here. He does have the infestors here, hoping to get some nice fungals down. And here comes that attack now. Can Maru hold on?
Oh, I don't know about that, Tasteless. These infestors coming up. If they get in fungal range, these Marines are going to be killed in a matter of seconds. Not the best fungals, but you know what? It doesn't even matter. There are so many ultras here, and GG. Sulky taking game number 3.
Well, there you go. Sulky only needs one more win now. He's playing absolutely beautifully.
Really well played there. You know, Maru, I'm kind of sad. I want to see more mech out of this guy. I feel like his mech has a better shot than his bio against Sulky.
Well, you know, Sulky's got such experience against bio, and what he does is he's the master of the tightrope walk.
Yeah.
You know, he can balance out his defense with his economy so perfectly that he gets that phase of the game where he's at his best, when he has a giant machine cranking out Zerg units, consuming the entire map, and dominating you and denying you expansions. By the way, I was a bit surprised to see Maru push out with his expansion. I know the upper right base can be tough to hold from air units, but really, to expand towards Zerg when you're actually in that bad shape.
You know, attacking is what he knows best, and he was setting up an offensive base. So
yeah,
I get why he did it. The thing is, being a planetary, you can't even lift it up against banelings. And Sulky on 5 bases, you think he's not just going to kill it?
I almost think it wasn't even a good idea to put a planetary there.
Yeah, I oftentimes don't like planetaries because banelings, like when it's a really big econ game, do you think Sulky cares?
Well, for the way Zerg's attack too, where they have a bunch of lings and banelings come in, sort of wipe everything out, if you just pick up and have the SCVs run away.
You get a lot away.
Yeah, you get a lot away. You could then bring your army back there, re-secure that, land it, and still have some presence on the map, you know?
Yeah.
Or with a planetary, if mutas come in and start hitting it hard, or banelings just connect to it, it can just die. Obviously, yeah, you can still have the same thing happen with an orbital, but there's a chance of it picking up and maybe getting closer to the Marines, close to a turret, something.
The problem about the planetary is it's like, I guess you get to feel what it's like to have a Nexus, right? Except you can repair it, of course, and yeah, I mean, it does a lot of splash damage, but still, you can't save it if they have enough damage. And you can scan with it.
Yeah, and land mules with it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I guess you can't land mules with that. Actually, no, what am I saying? You can't land scan or land mules with a planetary. What am I saying?
It's okay.
Oh, Tasteless dropped the ball.
No, didn't you see it? There's a new patch. At least say you can do that.
Dude, so here on Whirlwind, I think Sulky's got a really good chance.
He does.
I think that Maru's going to be in some trouble. We'll see, especially if it's cross spots. And it's just downloaded, I can see it is cross spots. So let's see if Maru can turn this around, or if Sulky will close this out. Here at Golden TV, we bring you the best StarCraft 2 action in the entire world here in the Mecca of Esports, Seoul, Korea.